Welcome to the fourth video of the featherweight boxing history, title history. So, started on the great Eusebio Pedrosa from Panama. He won against Cecilio Castro in Torrevieja, Spain. So you can go from there. So yes, we've got Pedrosa winning the title. He has a long old reign, about 20 fights I think, for the title. It's going to start at the beginning. So July the 2nd, 1978, Eusebio Pedrosa wins in the 12th round. Referee stops the fight against Ernesto Herrera from Mexico in Panama City, Panama. Then November the 27th, 1978, Eusebio Pedrosa wins over 15 rounds points decision against Enrique Solis from Puerto Rico and San Juan. Then January the 9th, 1979, Eusebio Pedrosa wins in the 13th round by retirement against old Roberto Duran opponent. Ryo Kobayashi wins by retirement in the 13th round against him in Tokyo, Japan. April the 8th, 1979, Eusebio Pedrosa wins in the 11th round. Referee stops the fight against Hector Carrisquilla from Panama. 11 rounds, referee stops the fight in Panama City, Panama. Then July 21st, 1979, Eusebio Pedrosa wins in the 12th round. Referee stops the fight against Ruben Olivares from Mexico in Houston, Texas. November the 17th, 1979, Eusebio Pedrosa wins in the 11th round. Referee stops the fight against Johnny Alba. And that was in Port Moresby. Port Moresby. January 22nd, 1980, Eusebio Pedrosa wins on points over 15 rounds against Spider Nemeto from Japan in Tokyo, Japan. I'll go up a little bit now. March the 29th, 1980, Eusebio Pedrosa wins by KO in the 9th round against Jorge Malvarez from Argentina in Panama City, Panama. Then July the 20th, 1980, Eusebio Pedrosa wins by KO in the 9th round against Sa-Won Kim from Korea, in Seoul, Korea. Then October the 4th, 1980, Eusebio Pedrosa wins on points over 15 rounds against Rocky Lockridge in the US in McPhee. And then February the 14th, 1981, Eusebio Pedrosa wins by KO in the 13th round against Pat Ford. 13th round KO against Pat Ford Guyana in Panama City. In August the 1st, 1981, Eusebio Pedrosa wins by KO in the 7th round against Carlos Pinango from Venezuela in Caracas, Venezuela. In December the 5th, 1981, Eusebio Pedrosa wins on a 5-round KO against Bashu Sebaki from South Africa in Panama City, Panama. Then January 24th, 1982, Eusebio Pedrosa wins on points over 15 rounds against Jean Laporte. 15 rounds point decision, Atlantic City, New Jersey. And then October the 16th, 1982, Eusebio Pedrosa draws with Bernard Taylor, awkward fighter, from the US in Charlotte. April the 24th, 1983, Eusebio Pedrosa wins on points over 15 rounds against Rocky Lockridge. That's in San Remo with an M in Italy, not Reno in Nevada, yeah, in America. So that's Remo. Then October the 22nd, 1983, Eusebio Pedrosa wins on points over 15 rounds against Joe Scaba. 15 rounds points decision in St Vincent, Italy. Then May the 27th, 1987, Eusebio Pedrosa wins on points over 15 rounds against Angel Maya from Venezuela in Maracaibo, Venezuela. And then February the 2nd, 1985, Eusebio Pedrosa wins on points over 15 rounds against George Lujan from Panama in Panama City, Panama. June the 8th, 1985 is the first fight as a kid I was allowed to stay up and watch as the parents went out. Giving away my age. So June the 8th, 1985, Barry McGuigan wins. Barry McGuigan from Ireland wins on points over 15 rounds against Eusebio Pedrosa. That was in London, England. Then September the 28th, 1985, Barry McGuigan, I remember this fight on telly, he was all on telly in these days, wins in the 8th round by retirement against Bernard Taylor in Belfast, Ireland. And I remember this fight on TV also, February the 15th, 1986. Barry McGuigan beats Danilo Cabrera in 14 rounds. Referee stops the fight in Dublin, Ireland. There was a story that Danilo Cabrera didn't even know what television was. He come from such a poor background in Dominican Republic. I remember him talking about that in the build-up. I think he might even been brought in as a substitute. I might be wrong, but yeah, it's a long time ago. So June the 23rd, 1986. I remember this fight also, seeing it in the highlights and in the full fight later on television. It's against Stevie Cruz. He won on points over 15 rounds. I think it was Texas. He come from that way, Stevie Cruz. Barry McGuigan, he beat him on points over 15 rounds. Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, going to come back to that. So from there, then he gets beat. March the 6th, 1987, Antino Asparagosa from Venezuela wins in the 12th round. Referee stops the fight against Stevie Cruz that was in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm sure Stevie Cruz was from that way, from what I remember. Then July the 26th, 1987, Antino Asparagosa wins by a 10-round KO against Pascal Aranda from Mexico in Houston, Texas. In June the 23rd, 1988, Antino Asparagosa draws with Marcus Villasana over 12 rounds. Again, a very durable opponent. Like I say, one of my favourite Mexican fighters, Villasana. And that was in Los Angeles, that was. November the 5th, 1988, Antino Asparagosa wins by an 8-round KO against Jose Marmolejo from Panama. That was in Marsala, Italy. Then March 25th, 1989, Antino Asparagosa wins by KO in the 10th round. It's Mitsuri Sujia from Japan in Kawasaki, Japan. So, June the 2nd, 1989, Antonio Asparagosa wins by KO in the 6th round against Jean-Marc Renard from, I think it's Belarus. That was in Namur, Belarus. Then September the 22nd, 1989, Antonio Asparagosa wins by KO in the 5th round against Eduardo Montoya from Mexico. That was in Mexicali, Mexico. Then May the 12th, 1990, Antonio Asparagosa wins on points over Chan Mok Park from Korea in Seoul, Korea. And then March the 30th, 1991, Kyun Young Park from Korea wins on points over 12 rounds against Antonio Asparagosa in Gwangju, Korea. Then June the 12th, 1991, Kyung Young Park wins in the 6th round. Referee stops the fight against Masuaki Takeda from Japan in Seoul, Korea. In September the 14th, 1991, Kyun Young Park wins on points over 12 rounds on points against Aloy Rojas from Venezuela in Mokpo, Korea. And then January 25th, 1992, Kyun Young Park wins by KO in the 9th round against Seoji Asakawa from Japan in Seoul, Korea. April the 25th, 1992. Kyung Young Park wins in the 11th round. Referee stops the fight against Koji Mitsumoto from Japan in Ansan, Korea. Then August the 29th, 1992, Kyun Young Park from Korea wins in the 11th round. Referee stops the fight against Koji Matsumoto from Japan in Ansan, Korea. Then August the 29th, 1992, Kyun Young Park wins on points over 12 rounds against Giovanni Neves from Venezuela in Taeju, Korea. Then December the 19th, 1992, Kyun Young Park wins on points over 12 rounds against Eva Beleno from Colombia in Changwon, Korea. March the 20th, 1993, Kyun Young Park, March 20th, 1993, Kyun Young Park wins wins in the 4th round. Referee stops the fight against Thanomjit Kiat Kreen Kray. So I'll say that a few times. So it's quite a long name. From Thailand he is. Thanomjit Kiat Krieg Kray. So Thanomjit Kiat Kray. Right, long-winded name as usual, from Thailand. And Shiju Do that was in Korea. Then September the 3rd, 1993, Kyung Young Park from Korea wins on points over 12 rounds against T Shik Chun from Korea. 12 rounds points decision in Danyang, Korea. December the 4th, 1983, Eloy Rojas wins on points over 12 rounds against Kyun Young Park. That was in Gwangmong in Korea. Then March the 19th, 1994, Eloy Rojas wins in the 5th round by KO against Seiji Asakawa from Japan, in Kobe, Japan. 5th round KO against him. Eloy Rojas wins. So, September 11th, 1994, Eloy Rojas wins in the 8th round. Referee stops the fight against the ex-Muay Thai fighter, Samat Payakarun. Really great. Has some Muay Thai skills as well, that guy. But again, here is boxing. Samat Payakarun from Thailand. 8th round, referee stops the fight. That was in Trang, Thailand. So, December the 3rd, 1994, Eloy Rojas wins on points over 12 rounds against Luis Mendoza from Colombia. He wins over 12 rounds on points. Eloy Rojas wins on points over 12 rounds against Luis Mendoza from Colombia in Bogota, Colombia. Then March 27th, 1995, Eloy Rojas wins on points over 12 rounds against Kyung Young Park in Seoul, Korea. August the 13th, 1995, Eloy Rojas wins on points over 12 rounds against Namut Toshi Hiranaka. So Nabutoshi Hiranaka from Japan in Tagawa, Japan. And then January 27th, 1996. January 27th, 1996. Eloy Rojas wins on points over 12 rounds. It's Miguel Arazal from Philippines, and that's in Phoenix, Arizona. Then May the 18th, 1996, Wilfredo Vasquez this time from Puerto Rico, wins. Referee stops the fight in 11th round. Win for Wilfredo Vasquez from Puerto Rico, wins the 11th round. Referee stopping the fight against Eloy Rojas from the... Yeah, so that was Eloy Rojas again, and that was in Las Vegas, Nevada. And again, he fought for quite a late age, still being quite good, still good into his later years, Vasquez, for his lighter weights. I digress. So, December the 7th, 1996, Wilfredo Vasquez wins in the 5th round. Referee stops the fight against Bernardo Mendoza from China. 5th round, referee stops the fight. That was in Indio. So, March the 30th, 1997, Wilfredo Vasquez wins in the 5th round. Referee stops the fight against Yuji Watanabe from Japan. That's in Tokyo, Japan. August 23rd, 1997, Wilfredo Vasquez wins on points over 12 rounds against Rokyu Cassiani from Colombia. 12 rounds points decision in New York. November the 8th, 1997, Wilfredo Vasquez wins on points over 12 rounds against Gennaro Rios from Nicaragua. So in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then March 1998, Vasquez was stripped to the title for failing to meet the mandatory contender. So April the 3rd, 1998, Freddie Norwood from the US wins on points over 12 rounds against Antonio Cemento from Venezuela. That was in Bayamon, Puerto Rico, for the vacant title. So, here we go from here. June the 3rd, 1998, Freddie Norwood wins in the 8th round. Referee stops the fight against Gennaro Rios. That was in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Then July the 10th, 1998, Freddie Norwood wins on points over 12 rounds against Luis Mendoza from Colombia in Miami, Florida. Then September 1998, Norwood was stripped for failing to make weight for defense against Matsumoto. So, October the 3rd, 1998, Antonio Cermeno wins by KO in the 4th round against Gennaro Rios in Caracas, Venezuela for the vacant title. Then February the 5th, 1999, Antonio Cermeno wins by KO in the 2nd round against Eddie Saenz from Nicaragua. That's in Miami, Florida. Then May the 29th, 1999, Freddie Norwood wins on points over 12 rounds against Antonio Cermeno. That was in San Juan, Puerto Rico. September 11th, 1999, Freddie Norwood wins on points over 12 rounds against Juan Manuel Marquez from Mexico. That's Las Vegas, Nevada. Then January 30th, 2000, Freddie Norwood wins by KO in the 8th round against Takashi Koshimoto from Japan in Fukuoka, Japan. Then May the 25th, 2000, Freddie Norwood wins on points over 12 rounds against Julio Pablo Chacon from Argentina. That was in Mendoza, Argentina. So, September the 9th, 2000, Derek Gainer brings an end for Freddie Norwood's reign. Gainer from the US wins. Referee stops the fight in the 11th round against Freddie Norwood in New Orleans. So February the 24th, 2001, Derek Gainer wins on points over 12 rounds against Victor Polo, a later Nazim Hamed opponent. Victor Polo from Colombia. That's in Tampa, Florida. Then August 24th, 2002, Derek Gainer gets a technical draw against Daniel Cedar from Puerto Rico on a technical draw. He gets a technical draw, doesn't win. Technical draw against Daniel Cedar from Puerto Rico. Again, it's too soon if something's happened illegal to go to points under, I think it might be under 4 rounds, something like that. So that's technical draw. So that was in Carolina, Puerto Rico. And then April 12th, 2003, Derek Gainer wins on points over 12 rounds against Oscar Leon from Colombia. That was in Las Vegas, Nevada. Gainer went to fight for the WBA and IBF unification bout against Juan Manuel Marquez. And again, that's a fighter, he won 4 different weight divisions in the end, Marquez. But he took about 10 years before he's got his first title shot. He's had to work, quite a while before he won his first title shot, not got his first title shot. But again, we go to IBF title now. So, March the 4th, 1984, Min Kyun Hui from Korea wins in the 2nd round by KO against Joko Arta from Philippines in Seoul, Korea for the vacant title. Then June the 10th, 1984, Min Kyung Oi from Korea wins on points over 15 rounds against Kelvin Lampkin from the US in Seoul, Korea. Then April the 7th, 1985, Min Kyung Oi from Korea wins on points over 12 rounds against Irvin Mitchell. So I'm going to go from there. And that was in Busan, Korea. Then November 29th, 1985, Ki Yun Chung from Korea wins in the 15th round. Referee stops the fight against Min Kyun Oi from Korea. That's in Cheonju, Korea. Then from there, February 16th, 1986, Ki Yun Chun from Korea wins in the 6th round by retirement against Tyrone Jackson from the US in Ulsan, Korea. Then May the 18th, 1986, Ki Young Chung from Korea wins on points over 15 rounds against Richard Savage from the US. That was in Daegu, Korea. Then August the 30th, 1986, Antonio Rivera from Puerto Rico wins on a 10-round retirement. That's in Ki Young Chung. That's in Ulsan, Korea. Then January the 23rd, 1988, Calvin Grove from the US wins in the 4th round. Referee stops the fight against Antonio Rivera. That was in Gamaches, France. So May the 17th, 1988, Calvin Grove wins on points over 15 rounds against Myron Taylor from the US, Atlantic City, New Jersey. September the 4th, 1988, George Paez, the ex-circus performer from Mexico, wins on points over 15 rounds against Calvin Grove. That's in Mexicali, Mexico. Then March the 30th, 1989, Georgie Paez from Mexico wins in KO this time against Calvin Grove in 11th round. That was in Mexicali again, Mexico. So I'm going to turn the page. Go up here. From there, go to the top here. So start at the top. So Georgie Paez's little reign. Remember this guy, very exciting fighter. Backflips, all sorts in the ring. So May 21st, 1989, Georgie Paez draws over 12 rounds against Luis Espinosa, Phoenix, Arizona. Again, I remember watching Cruz in a lot of these fights. Very powerful little fighter. And yeah, to get a lot of them on the old VHSs in the shops actually, which had fight night videos on all these. So I digress. So August the 6th, bit of nostalgia there. August the 6th, 1989. Georgie Paez wins on points over 12 rounds against Stevie Cruz. That's in El Paso. El Paso, that was in. Then, September the 16th, 1989, Georgie Paez wins in the 2nd round. Against Jose Mario Lopez from Argentina. That was in Mexico City, Mexico. And then December the 9th, 1989, Georgie Paez wins in the 6th round. Referee stops the fight against Luke Gutierrez from the US in Reno, Nevada. Then February the 4th, 1990, Georgie Paez wins on points over 12 rounds against Troy Dorsey, another fighter I like to watch. Kickboxing and boxing. He was the kickboxing world champion. Fought a guy I know. Yeah, cracking little fighter, exciting fighter. A lot of pressure and a lot of punches thrown by Troy Dorsey when he used to fight. But again, I digress again. So February the 4th, 1990, Georgie Paez wins on points over 12 rounds against Troy Dorsey, the ex-kickboxing world champion as well as boxing champion from the US. It's WKA, if I'm not wrong, kickboxing champ. That was in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was boxing, obviously. April the 7th, 1990, Georgie Paez from Mexico wins on points over 12 rounds against Luis Espinosa. That was in Las Vegas, Nevada for the IBF and WBO titles. And I'm going to leave it there with that one.